Club Smell. We are sniffing lemongrass, cedarwood, chamomile, clary sage, a lot of depression-fighting compounds. And then I'm going to blend them together, and I'm aiming for something that is lemongrass-centric, but rooted with some woodsiness and some carrot seed, and also with some facets playing up the sort of floral part of lemongrass. I'll be adding some phenylethyl alcohol, which I think smells a little like floral rice wine. I'm going to be adding probably some chamomile, playing that herbal calm note, and we'll see where it goes. But first, let's start with just the lemongrass. I was inspired because I put lemongrass oil into my diffuser, and then I made steamed rice, and the rice cooker was blowing out the steam and the diffuser was going, and it smelled so spa-like. It smelled like I was in the rice paddies with someone and they were smoking up some lemongrass. It was, put that lemongrass in your diffuser, make the steam rice, and just enjoy. The lemongrass essential oil diluted to 10%. All of my dilutions are in ethanol, so let's give a sniff. Okay, so I smell, of course there's that lemongrass, which to me reminds me of Fruit Loops, that lemon Fruit Loops flavor, but it's not quite lemon. There's also bright in the way that maybe frankincense is bright. Lemon, that brightness, that brightness, that uplifting quality. And then there is a fresh cut grass note, very similar to just cis-3-hexanol fresh cut grass, but all of that together. Please tell me if you also think that Fruit Loops smell like lemongrass. It's calming and uplifting. Let's try the chamomile next. I'm pretty hopeful from like a aromatherapy standpoint that lemongrass and chamomile would go great together, since they are both uplifting and relaxing. And they're probably both aphrodisiacs, since aphrodisiacs both relax and uplift. So let's go with this chamomile. I got this blue chamomile CO2 extract, and it's thick and it's blue. So I'll show you. Here you can see that it's blue, kind of like how spirulina is blue. So it looks kind of disgusting and murky, but if we sniff it, less like smelling the tea and more like smelling the actual flowers. This one is more relaxing. The lemongrass uplifts with that brightness, and here I am relaxed. Underneath the classic chamomile smell, that slightly earthy floral smell that chamomile has, I also get a similar grassiness that the lemongrass has. So I think they will jive together with that note as a similarity, and the chamomile will ground the lemongrass. So there's ideas brewing. Now let's try some synthetic compounds. I have made some gamma-octolactone. It's a lactone, so I think you know what that means. It should be creamy smelling. Gamma-octolactone, 10%. This is only lightly coconut. Other lactones are just super coconut and sweet. But this one is more light. I like it a lot. It's just lightly coconut, but also has maybe a floral, more flowery, delicate note. It doesn't just bang you on the head with Coco Lopez. I also get a little, that sweetish Play-Doh smell of heliotrope? I think I get some heliotrope, which I love. Ideas are brewing. I think this will be really good. Since I think if you imagine lemongrass and coconut milk, but not heavy. We want it to be light and sensually light and sort of carried by steam on your little puffy cloud. And then with some chamomile too, I think the image of chamomile tea, that you're drinking it with some steamed lemongrass puffing all around you. It's gonna be good. Okay, one of my depression fighters, major depression fighters, is clary sage. The first time I smelled clary sage, I was like, I had to smile. I had to feel like I had a clear reason to live. So this clary sage at 10% has been the strongest of the three so far. So I'll only add it in a light touch. It has a centering quality, but there is a brightness in there too, but a brightness more like watermelon. I'm not saying it smells like watermelon, but it has a peppery, like a pink pepper, that's making me salivate with those floral, lightly herbal qualities. It's very unlike just regular sage that you would get at the grocery store. It has a fruitiness, maybe even close to black currant. I'm very happy. I think my mind assembling these to try together, I'm really excited. Is cedarwood at 50%. This one's pretty light in comparison to a lot of the other ones. Not too complex, sort of a classic baseline of woods, pleasant, and has a cooling effect. Just classic cool wood. Because I have cedar wood, I also want to add some carrot seed. I read that cedar wood and carrot seed together can create an iris orris effect. I think it's because the cedar wood has that cool, mellow base of woodsiness, and then maybe the carrot seed adds some extra dimension, because I've never gotten this combo to just smell like iris. Maybe mixed with other things, they can give an iris-like effect. Carrot seed at 10% is pretty strong. It has a medicinal, very earthy, sweet, clove adjacent. I'm thinking brown. I'm thinking cool, earthy, spice brown. Cool spice. I'm thinking molasses. I'm thinking brown. I'm thinking molasses. I'm thinking brown. I'm gonna dose the carrot seed in really gently though, since I think it can overpower. Next one, let's get into more floral facets, like phenylethyl alcohol at 10%. That floral, sort of sickly, yeasty rice wine smell gives me Asian vibes, so I think it'll pair well with lemongrass. And it's not very strong to me at 10%, so we can go hard with this one if we wish. Also keep in mind, I'm not thinking about IFRA at all. Right now, I'm just exploring. I don't want to be restricted since I'm not gonna wear this as a perfume. I'm just exploring and enjoying the sniffing process. Next, let's try geraniol. Another very, very common floral synthetic, like phenylethyl alcohol. Geraniol, 10%. It's like geranium, of course, which I also think is like that slightly lychee rose, but there is a synthetic slight scratch to it. But it's very, very welcome to enter our mix. Another synthetic, cis jasmone. This, I think, is a pretty large molecule. Cis jasmone, 10%. To me, it smells like ginseng, like Chinese medicine, herbal shop, which I like. It is comforting and musty and earthy. Let's bring in the indole. This is the classic for me because I love indole. I love a little bit of poo, but just a little bit. So it's indole at 1%. Let's not go 10% dilution on indole. So it is quite strong still at 1%, and it has a harshness, but I like the white floral indole smell, and I think it might combine well with lemongrass. And I think the harshness that indole has at the beginning will get covered by the top and the mid notes, so then we'll just get some little softer indole in the base. So let's try. Let me get a feel for a few together. So I think clary sage and cedarwood are very uplifting, like you're starting a new day. You take out your cedar shoe trees out of your favorite pair of shoes. The carrot seed and the cis jasmone are in that same arena for me. They're that brown herbal, musty, earthy. And the cis jasmone, I'm also getting a cilantro freshness to it. The cis jasmone is kind of crazy, I think. I'll see how it develops. So I'm slowly getting a feel that, of course, I want lemongrass to be a main player. This chamomile grounds the lemongrass. Another one that grounds it is that cedarwood and the carrot seed. The carrot seed we will be very measured and judicious in. Cis jasmone is going to be one of the fewest. Indole also going to be the fewest. So they're all at 1. And then let's do a high amount of lemongrass, 5 or 10. And cedarwood, also high, 5 or 10. Clary sage, let's do 5, maybe 3. Gamma octolactone, let's try 3 or 5. Geraniol, let's try 3 or 5. The phenylethyl alcohol, let's do 5. I quite like that one. And I think it'll bring not a booziness, but something seductive in that alcohol, rice wine, fermented note. Okay, let's just do it by drop, since I'm really just playing around, and these are all diluted in ethanol, so I'm not too worried about volume and weight being super different. And if it's not like I'm gonna want to exactly recreate this mix. Let's not constrain ourselves, our free exploration, by forcing ourselves to use a scale. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops of lemongrass at 10%. And the one I want to just add immediately is something like cedarwood. Very enjoyable, very light. So let's do 10 drops. And this is at 50% though, so it's really then like 5 to 1 with the lemongrass. Let's go in with the gamma octolactone. Just 3 drops. Let's not be crazy with him. I'm a little worried that the lemongrass has become too grassy and didn't retain its nice floral lemony note. But let's just mix them and see at the end. I think that's kind of fun to do. So let's go in with the clary sage. I think we needed that higher clary sage to bring the lemongrass back to the uplifting floral, sort of like a green floral. Let's do the chamomile. I think it would be nice at 3. You don't need to put too much. It's also blue, so has a twinge of blue. Green. Oh, it's kind of green. Okay, that can be cool. I'm enjoying it. And I know you're not supposed to just sniff as you go and adapt, but who cares? If it's the initial exploration, I know that your nose gets more sensitive or less sensitive. It gets less sensitive to compounds that you've already sniffed and built up a sort of temporary tolerance for, in this tolerance mode for like more than a few minutes. You know, who's to say? I am just a hobbyist and a scientist. Geraniol is next. Let's do geraniol. It's something a little adventurous, like 5 drops. Or no, let's just do 3 drops. It's just a basic floral note, so I don't feel a need to use too much of it. Just enough to alter the smells of the other ingredients, like a modifier. I'm liking. Let's go in with the indole now, because I want to be adventurous. With just 1 drop though, just 1 drop. I don't want to ruin this whole thing and have to start over. I don't smell the indole just in that mix, but it is also a base note, so I probably won't smell it immediately. So actually, let's be brave and let's go in with 2 drops of indole at 1%. That's something else I want to be brave with. The carrot seed. And being brave to me means adding 1 drop of carrot seed at 10% because it really overpowers quickly. I'm mostly smelling clary sage and clary sage and carrot seed right now, and just a little lemongrass. I'll probably go in and add more lemongrass because that's what I want as my main impression, honestly. So instead of 10 drops, let's go in with 15. And I also want to add more chamomile. I think it's just lovely, the chamomile. Something I have not added yet is phenylethyl alcohol. Let me add him right now. Let's go 5 phenylethyl alcohol. Okay, I'm getting pretty happy. Pretty relaxed. Should I add cis jasmine now and possibly ruin everything? I'm gonna add it, but I'm not gonna ruin everything with it. Since that cilantro Chinese medicine store herbal, very dried, musty herbal quality, it's actually kind of nice, I think. So let's go in with 2 drops. I think I'm gonna add a little more of gamma octolactone. I think this mix could use some sweetness. It's dominated by green, lemongrass, and the clary sage. So let's go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm ready to call it. So let's bottle it up. I'll smell it initially, just like immediately, right now, but let's let it meld. I'll update you tomorrow. The most fun part is naming. I'll call it Calm Flower Life's Good. bit of the mix. I like it. It's actually more clary sage forward. I think clary sage and lemongrass are both equally prominent, but they are turned more floral with the geraniol, and they meld. And I do get that gamma octolactone. It's teasing me, but I'm getting that sweet coconut. I'm pleased. I think one of the goals was to make lemongrass more floral and pretty rather than grassy. Now the goal is slightly accomplished. So I'm gonna be excited to check in on this strip later, see how it develops, and also see how the mix develops. But I'm excited. I'll film another video where I make something disgusting. So let me clean up and wash my hands. Goodbye, Club Smell. Thanks for sniffing with me. Goodbye, Club Smell.